All right. Boosting your testosterone naturally is what this video is going to be over. And I'm not opposed to people using TRT or HRT. I think it's good for some people, but you don't necessarily have to jump straight to it, especially when you realize that once you get on it, especially if you're older, then you are reliant on it after that because it's going to shut down your natural production. Um, so I've avoided that up to now, and I'm still avoiding it. I'm 56, and so I know that these methods that I've been using are effective. At least for me, they've been effective. Like I said, I'm 56. I still have, some good muscle tone. I still have abs, so doing pretty good. Don't have any health issues, major health issues or anything. So anyway, let's get into it. Some of the things that I do is try to make sure you get good sleep is very important. I mean, some of these things other people talk about all the time, and that is definitely something I notice. Getting your sleep is very important for your testosterone. My strength levels, my energy levels, it affects everything like that. So, and speaking of strength and energy, training, you want to be on a training program. You want to be working your strengthening and cardio, and there's different ways to do that. There's many different training methods and stuff. It doesn't matter. Just as long as you're working some strength and cardio. I've seen different people talking about how doing a particular way of training this way or that way is better for your testosterone to boost by training. I don't know. There's so many conflicting ideas on that. I think the bottom line is just training. Just do it. Just train. Do the strength training, do the cardio training. You can do it together. So that's another thing is just be sure you're training. Sleep, training. Another thing is something I've been changing in my life recently is getting rid of plastics. That's something that has been talked about a lot in the last year or two, how the plastics are affecting men's testosterone levels. So some of the things you can do is I went back to using cast iron, got rid of my skillet that had the coating in it. I don't use a regular coffee maker anymore that's made out of mostly plastic, because then you're heating the plastic up, which releases the chemicals into your water that you're about to drink, so not a good idea. I personally went back to an old stainless steel percolator, but there are metal coffee makers that you can buy, that they are a little expensive. Also your clothing, things like your clothes. If you look at your tags on the clothes, a lot of them have polyester, different types of elastics and stuff. Those are all made out of plastics. You need to avoid that as much as possible. It is harder now to find wool and cotton without those things in it, but you can find them. So just try to cut some of that stuff, especially your underwear. All right, you can get underwear that's mostly cotton or all cotton. I suggest you do it. Because once again, that's an area that's going to be warm. You don't want to warm it up and release those toxins, especially down there with your buddy. So anyway, try to, any way you can think of to avoid any kind of plastics, just do it. And also poisons, right? So people putting out, whether it's poison for bugs or poison for weeds, stuff like that, try not to do it. Try to find other ways. Try to avoid it if at all possible, because that is another thing that's been proven to, once again, lower our testosterone. And by the way, that's another thing. They also, both plastics and the poisons both cause cancer. So, just try to avoid it. Um, so yeah, those are some things that I've changed in my life. And another thing you can do is try to relieve stress. Now, there's things you can take, and even natural things you can take to help relieve stress some. But what I would suggest, also even more so than taking something to depend on something, another substance, is just to try to make some changes in your life. Maybe, go for a walk. Go for a walk somewhere that's relaxing, like a park or by the lake or a river or something. Read a book. Just maybe have some silent time for yourself just to relax. Watch a movie that's funny, or watch something funny or something. Just anything that's going to let you relax, right? Um, Yoga, doing some yoga or meditation, stuff like that is also helpful. And screen time right before bed. Not only is it not going to let you get good sleep, but it's going to not help your stress levels and everything too. You want to, like I said, just try to help those stress levels out, because that's going to affect a lot of things with your health, but also your testosterone. Now, your diet, you don't have to eat a perfect diet, but you can't be eating like processed junk foods and tons of sugar, stuff like that all the time, and expect to have good health or good testosterone levels. You need to have at least a decent diet. There's a lot of different types of, when I say diet, I don't mean a way of eating to lose weight or something like that. I'm talking about just your natural everyday diet, right? So, I am opposed myself to being vegetarian. I don't think you're going to get what you need. I've tried it. I've tried a lot of different things. I've tried being a vegetarian, carnivore, keto, high carb, low carb. I've tried a lot of different methods of eating, and for myself, I find that low carb and making sure I get quality protein, meaning meats and eggs, eat egg every day, eat whole eggs every day. Um, so that's another thing just to look at. Cut out, just slowly do it if you have to. Slowly cut things like sodas. Get rid of the sodas. Don't eat processed sugars. Try to cut out as many processed foods as you can anyway, and eat whole foods. You will feel a lot different. You're going to feel much better, and it will affect your testosterone levels along with many other things. Okay, now as far as, there's two different categories of things that I take. There's things I take every day, just all the time, and then there's things that I cycle on. Things that I take every day are things like boron and zinc and DHEA. Selenium is also good to take, and magnesium. So those things you can take every single day. You don't have to worry about like losing its ability to affect you or anything. Those are things we all need, and men need those more. As far as the dosages go, just look up the dosage for each one, and I would suggest, what I do is I don't take the full dose. I underdose. I take it every day, but I underdose it. The reason why is because if you're eating a decent diet, you're going to get some of those things anyway, and there are some things that you can get too much of. So, kind of balances out. Like for instance, my DHEA is 50 milligram capsules. 50 milligrams is the like suggested dosage for a man, the highest dosage there, right? I only do like, I pull the capsule open, I'll use half, so I do 25 milligrams because you can get DHEA out of foods also. So, and I eat foods that have it in it naturally, so I don't want to overdo it. Um, so anyway, I would look up the dose. And another thing about any supplement is just do one at a time. Try one new supplement at a time. And the reasons being is because you don't know what kind of reaction you're going to have from it in case you do have a bad reaction. I don't think you're going to have any bad reactions from any of these natural things like this, just your vitamins and minerals. But you want to be aware that way if you have a bad reaction, you know which thing it was that did it. And also then you know, okay, I've been taking boron for a week. Just added boron in. How is it making me feel? Am I feeling any different? Am I feeling better or not? You know, and you can kind of figure things out that way. But if you just take a lot of things new all at the same time, you're not going to know what is actually doing what for you, or if you're wasting your time maybe on something. So that's something to keep in mind with supplements in general. Uh, okay, so those are the main ones that I take every day that help my testosterone levels that we all need. And then the ones that I cycle on are D-aspartic acid, DAA, and that's something, all the natural test boosters that are not the ones I say I take every day, the ones I cycle on, you can become immune to them after a point. So you don't want to think you're just going to take them like every day forever and it's going to help you. It won't. You have to cycle back off of it. So usually like a 6 to 8 week cycle is what I do on something, and then I switch to, either don't use anything for a while and then go back on something else, or I just go ahead and switch to something else. But anyway, D-aspartic acid is one that is very well known to help testosterone. Long Jack. Long Jack is another. It's become more popular lately, and it is. Some of these are very bitter. Don't have a good taste. Neither one of these do. And but you can mix it into a drink, throw it into some food, whatever. But Long Jack is another. Ashwagandha is another one, and it's also known to help like mentally also, which could help your stress levels too. So the only thing I would say about the ashwagandha is that you definitely don't. Some people say they stay on it. Don't do that because it does have a buildup of negative effects if you stay on it. You want to cycle off of it. And then there's fenugreek. Fenugreek is another natural herb that you can use for testosterone. And another thing that I discovered a couple of years ago, that when it first came out, people were saying that it helped your testosterone, but then studies that have been done said it does not help your testosterone. Besides that fact, it definitely is a strength builder, strength and energy it gives me for sure, and that is testosterone. Testosterone is something that it does give me a lot of energy and it gives me strength, and it does make me feel like my test levels are boosted. Whether I haven't tested myself to see while I'm on it, I want to do that and check that out. Find out if it is boosting up my testosterone levels when I'm on it, because it definitely feels that way. I feel very good whenever I'm on it. So, and that's another natural herb, another natural product. I don't use anything unnatural. Everything I do is all natural. And but like I said, I'm not opposed to people using HRT or TRT. In fact, I think it should be easier access and completely legal, so that people have more information and it's safer for them and stuff like that. And there's people who can't get it that need to have it, men that need to have it that can't get it because they keep lowering all the time how much testosterone a man should have. And it ridiculous. It should be easier access and legal. um, you don't want to just not deal with really low testosterone because of all the negative health issues that come along with that: bone loss issues, muscle loss issues, um, loss of sex drive, energy, strength, possible cancer is something also. I mean, there's just too much. So definitely try these things out. They're all natural. If you try this stuff out, try changing make sure you get good sleep, good diet, relieving your stress however you can, getting some decent exercise, um, and trying some, the everyday minerals and vitamins and stuff that your body needs, along with, maybe cycle on some of these herbs and stuff that boost your test levels. Try that. If that doesn't work for you, maybe you need to go see if you can get on TRT or HRT after that. Also, I am not a medical professional, so disclaimer. This is just my experience. I've been training my whole life. Like I said, I'm 56. And from my experience, these are things that help. Now, if you're already on something, because you'll hear guys say, you will see videos, you'll hear people say, this doesn't work, that doesn't work, blah, blah, blah. Come to find out they're on something, whether it's testosterone or DECA or whatever, growth hormone, something. Well, of course, if you're already getting boosted, some of these things are not going to, you're not going to feel the same effect. They're still going to help you, but you're not going to feel the effects already, okay? So that's just totally ignore anyone who says this stuff doesn't work. It does. I'm living proof. I know other people has done it, so it works. But anyway, take care of your health. Take care of your testosterone levels. And like I said, not a medical professional. This is just my experience. Talk to your doctor. Do your research. Take care of yourself. And until next time.